While I'm making all these videos on working with the cube and working at this level of specificity and carefulness and preciseness, I'm messaging with a guy that's using a Gen 4 Pro, new to it, and he's getting good results in sharp knives, but not what he expected or anticipated. And it turns out that he was right where I was with my ProPack 2 when we're just starting. He was at 9-10 knives in his experience. I started to wonder how come it's just good, but it's not like they talk about it in the write-ups and the ads and the videos, how great it is. It was just good. And as you keep working at it to number 9 and number 10 and number 11, all of a sudden those knives, it clicks. Well, actually what clicks is that your stones are finally broken in. And it took that length of time doing what you were doing, farting around, figuring out and whatever, at the same time that you were wearing your stones. But if you did them both with diligence, looking at what you were doing, and not breaking in the stone is not a process where you count it trying to break it in. You just use them and experience what you're doing while you're using it. And learn the different strokes, scrubbing, round and round, down and on, up and off. Learn them, experiment with a bunch of trash knives. Tear up some knives. If you don't sharpen a knife until the point that you think you ruined it, then you haven't gone far enough. Because what you're doing is you're sharpening knives and you're saying it's not as good as I expected. That's because you didn't go sharp enough and you didn't work hard enough. Well, you need to work hard enough and ruin a few, roll a few edges over, do some things that you have to go back, but you learn by them what not to do, how far to go. And I'm not saying that it's that critical, because it'd be awful hard to mess up this knife. All you're going to do is keep removing steel, and sharpening the next surface further down. That's why they're practice knives. And while you're doing it, you're using your stones, but you're also figuring it out. You're getting, and then like magic comes around 10 or 12 knives, we start to like, oh, and just touching it, you were bleeding. And I had things like that happen, just bump it. So I knew that I was getting very sharp knives, and it was some point between 8 knives and 10 or 12 knives that it came together. I got it. I saw what I was doing, and I figured it out. And coincidentally, that's when the stones finally had been used enough. If you worked at it, other people, if you baby your stones because you don't want to use them up, then you may never get to that point. There's people that have 10-year-old setups that are just finally breaking them in because they never really use them. These stones, the premium stones, are supposed to be good for about 700 knives. I wear them out sooner because I want to use them. And I don't care that they only last 550 knives. Anyway, so I wanted you to know that the level of attention to detail, the level of due diligence, the pressure you want to put on yourself is on you. I don't want you to think that I work at this level because I had to work at this level because I couldn't get the results unless I did. That's not the case. I got the results after about 12 knives, And then I started looking at my work really scrutinizingly. And I kept setting the bar higher up on myself as I got better and better accomplished. So, working with the cube. Decide what level you want to work with. This one that I just got has magnets on all sides. It was $20. Zuntop. It reads to hundredths, but by 5. 0.05, 0.10, 0.15, 0.2. The analogy is like a best sharpener. You get the best A, which reads to 1 grams. You get the best B, which reads to 25 grams, or 5 grams, or you get the best C, which reads to 25 grams. They all tell you relative, and it's close enough for what you're doing. They'll all tell you 20 degrees. This one will say 19.97. This one will say 20.0 degrees. This one might say 19.9 or 20.1. When you set the one that when they read different, it doesn't matter. Whatever you work with, zero it out and work with it and trust it and call that your relative 20 degree for this position, for this knife. And that's your 20 degree knife. And it'll be perfect. It's relative. It's relative to the level of attention to detail. The more attention to detail that you can allow yourself, the more tedious it becomes, the more difficult it becomes. But for me, it allows me to make a statement about how I'm sharpening. When I feel comfortable that I'm sharpening at a standard, then when I make a change, I can make a statement about the results I observe from the change. Thanks.